So who can we trust? Maureen asked me last night. Who can we trust, James? And Susanna suggested genres. Can we trust politicians? Can we trust journalists? I said, not anymore. You can't come up with a job description that deserves all of our trust. And I tried to think of a way in which we could identify the people that we probably should trust in the context of Brexit for this morning's purposes. And I realised, I think the question we should always ask is, what's in it for them? Not the old Jeremy Paxman adage when interviewing politicians, which I think it was Paxman, which is, why is this bar steward lying to me? Why is this bar steward lying to us? You take that as your starting point. It's valid. But in the context of Brexit now, what's in it for? I look at my television screen at the moment, and there's Ken Clarke, who is explaining why he will vote for the withdrawal agreement under the sort of argument that, well, I suppose we have to crack on with Brexit in some way, shape or form, so let's do the least damaging version that we can. What's in it for him? Damage limitation, I suppose. What's in it for Anna Soubry? She's painted a target on her back that some deeply unsavoury people have started taking aim at. What's in it for her? She doesn't emerge from this if Brexit is somehow stopped. She doesn't emerge richer or more famous, or I suppose there's an argument she might be a little better known, actually. But she doesn't really strike me as the sort of woman who went into politics to pursue celebrity. You know, you think of the names of people who are intrinsically associated with Brexit and ask yourselves, would he be where he is today if it wasn't for Brexit? Has he garnered, or has she garnered fame and or fortune from this whole sorry process? Jacob Rees-Mogg has ceased to be a figure of fun for some people and become inexplicably somebody respected. He's talking nonsense about the Deputy Mayor of Calais today. The Deputy Mayor of Calais has insisted in an interview earlier that the ingress of UK trucks through Calais would not be affected by a no-deal Brexit. It's important to get that out there because it looked briefly like a bit of good news in the sense that for Brexiters now, things will stay exactly the same, says a foreign politician, is the nearest thing they've had to good news for months. Unfortunately, for all of us, the people who actually run the customs, the French customs, tell a very different story and still insist that there will have to be checks. But, of course, the truth hasn't bothered Jacob for the best part of 3 decades. What's in it for him? Well, some people point out that his investment fund is very heavily embedded in emerging economies. The 2 funds that are going to open up in Dublin, the curious celebrity has ended up with a phone-in on LBC. He wouldn't have got that if there wasn't any Brexit. Can you think of anyone else who wouldn't have got a berth on LBC if there hadn't been any Brexit? So it's quite easy to work out what's in it for them. There's the ideological ones, the sincere ones, like Bill Cash, Sir Bill Cash, who lost his father in the Second World War and has understandably nursed ever since a deep, deep suspicion of German, is the word hegemony? I think it might be. But anyway, just say Germany. I get that. That's a position that I think you could describe as possessing integrity. But for most so-called Brexiters, what's in it for them? See how many of them are in bed with these weird right-wing lobby groups that pretend to be think tanks and educational charities, and you know they want less regulations, they want workers' rights to be reduced, they want wages to be set according to how little they can get away with paying. What's in it for a right-winger who fetishizes wealth? It's very easy to answer that question. I know what's in it for them. What's in it for you? Sovereignty is all you've got left now, really, and that's fine. It's not true. It's like a really flimsy bit of flotsam that you cling to because you know the alternative is to drown in a sea of your own making. But that's fine, I get that. You can't pay the bills with sovereignty. You can't feed your kids with sovereignty. You can't take sovereignty to the bank. And in the final analysis, it usually turns out that most of the people who use the word sovereignty in the context of Brexit don't actually know what it means. So what's in it for them? I think we can usually work it out. So who should we trust, said Maureen last night. And I thought the best way to work out who you can trust is to ask what's in it for them. And if you can't see any self-advancement, self-enrichment or self-interest, you should probably trust them.